I am joined by Deputy Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Mr. Singh. So thank you for speaking with us. Sir, the CNN News Network 18 has done a survey on UCC across 17 states. We spoke to Muslim women from all walks of society, and they all have in fact been in support of UCC. How do you see that?
It is not about Muslims. It is about the community at large, and there are many segments who have their own customs and rules and laws governing society, governing births and marriages and deaths and property. They have their own customs and laws which are in practice, laws not maybe written but which are accepted by society. And in our area we have a large tribal population, about 32% of the population are tribals, and the attempt to use the name of Muslims is nothing but an attempt to polarize society before the votes again. It's a Hindu-Muslim thing. It has nothing to do with Hindus or Muslims or Christians. It is to do with traditional laws and customs which are prevalent in society for thousands of years. So you have to be prepared to make a changeover which is something like this. If Vivekananda ji said that there should be one religion in the world, are we prepared for it today? This is Swami Vivekananda ji. There should be a universal religion. Maximum lives in the world, history of the world have been lost on the name of religion. Are we prepared to do that? We are not. Maybe that will be a goal we'll reach in time to come. 50 years from now, 100 years from now, God knows, 200 years from now. That is what Swami Vivekananda ji said. What did Mr. Golwalkar ji say in the Constituent Assembly? There should not be a UCC. There must be diversity and well-being amongst the community within the scope of its diversity. He opposed the UCC in the Constituent Assembly. This is Mr. Golwalkar. So we have to take those thoughts in view and not force down something people's throats just because you happen to have a simple majority at a point in time in Parliament.
Sir, you rightly pointed out that this is not just about Muslim women, it is about tribals also, about everyone. But just the key points that I want to mention here is that more than 65 of the Muslim women who went through this survey said that they are up for the common civil code. Apart from that, they disagree with polygamy, and they also have been saying that 82% of the women seeks equal rights in inheritance. So do you think that such surveys and such people, more and more women coming forward, Muslim women coming forward and supporting UCC could be in fact a good sign?
I come from an area which I mentioned has a sizable tribal population, and just to express their views, which I do not agree with, we were in the process of formulating rules for the PESA Act, and in the process what did the people say? That if a person from our community marries out of the community, they must be excommunicated. So what is the sentiment of the people? 1, 2, 5, 17, it does not matter. But a sizable portion, which may be a minority, not a Muslim minority, but a minority of citizens of the country, are not mentally prepared as per their traditional customs and laws which are in strong prevalence to leave them and opt for something else, including property. For you and me, it may be different.
Yes.
We may have a different point of view. But because we have that point of view, so everybody in the country must accept it. It should not be so till they are also prepared to accept it.
So when the Parliament Standing Committee for Law and Justice head says that tribal community should be kept out of the ambit, do you think that's the right direction?
Then where is it a UCC? That is exactly the point. Let it be for the time being. Educate people, get them more enlightened, if that is the word we can use, and give them an opportunity to think and then take a call. If you're forcing something down people's throats, they'll rebel as it is. So if such a suggestion is coming, that itself means that the people of the country are not prepared. Country. One person is also a citizen of the country. Tribals, they may comprise 7 to 8% of the population. They are also citizens of the country. Sikhs are also citizens of the country. Christians are also citizens of the country, as well as Buddhists and Jains and Muslims and others. They all don't categorize them in terms of religion or region. See their societal makeup over centuries. respect that. And then if a change has to come, bring it. We are having intercaste marriages today. They are being accepted and not accepted. We are having khap panchayats. We are having opinions like I just mentioned. He excommunicate them from society. If a tribal becomes a Christian, he should not get tribal rights. These are also parts of reactions which are there amongst the people. It is unconstitutional. So when it comes up, we say, see, this is against this spirit of the constitution. A tribal is born as a tribal and he gets his rights as being born as a tribal, not because of his religion. So these are things which have to be respected if you have to maintain that diversity which even Golwalkar ji mentioned in the Constituent Assembly and expressed his disagreement with the UCC. Harmony in diversity. These are Mr. Golwalkar's words.
Network 18 has done a survey among Muslim women, and there's a high degree of Muslim women who are supporting the possible provisions of Uniform Civil Code, and the support is slightly higher among the educated Muslims.
The problem is that the question is there. To what extent the state, including the judiciary, legislature and the executive, can intervene into the personal law matters and the customary practices of the various religions. That is what has happened in the Sabarimala case. Sabarimala case, the Honorable Supreme Court gave a verdict. The question was the statism. This is statism. The state is intervening the customary practices and the personal law of the various religions. The question is to what extent they can intervene. And somebody told that when Rajiv Gandhi introduced a law after the Shabanu case, it affected the rights of the women. But you please go through the provisions of that law. Now the Muslim ladies are getting more options, more benefits. They are getting one-time lump sum after a divorce, after the mutalaq. They are getting one-time divorce, which is not getting the other religions. So the Muslim women are getting more benefits after Rajiv Gandhi introduced that amendment in the parliament. But somebody spread the news that after the introduction of the bill, after the passing of the act, the government of India curtailed various rights of the Muslim women. That is not fair. That is unfair. And if there is any change, we are not against any changes for the rights of the women in every religion. So that should be happened within the religion itself. For the last 50 years or after the independence, there are tremendous changes in various communities. Initially, in the Hindu community, there was human sacrifice, the animal sacrifice. It was existing once upon a time. Now, within the religion, there was something against that. A movement was there, and it was there was a reformist movement. Even this Vaikam Satyagraha, the Dalits were not allowed to enter into the temple, or they were not allowed to walk on the roads. Now it has changed, not only through the law, but through the reformation within the community itself. So when the fascist government, which is trying to spread hate campaign among the people, so everybody is looking as suspicious. Everybody looking at it as very suspicious. So they wanted to make a division among the people. That is why we have taken a stand against the implementation of the Uniform Civil Code. We are not against any progressive steps to get more benefits to the women.
In our survey, about 82% of Muslim women have said that they seek equal rights in inheritance, and about 65% agree with the common code for civil matters.
So that should be considered. That should be considered. That should be discussed. That should be discussed. In every community, every religion, there should be reformation in the time. When time passes, it should be there. When time passes, it should be there. It should not be in the 15 years back position or 100 years back position. We have changed a lot in the various religions. So it should be changed at the proper time.